Am I excited or
Mm.
am I frustrated or
Mm-hmm.
am I lacking skills? I mean, there are so many reasons that people often, I think, mislabel. So
As
a
I
lot of
did, as I
people
did
will,
with that, yeah, with that standard
yeah,
last week. So,
yeah.
so tell me what people can look for in that moment. What can they look for in their dog or the other dog in that moment to know that it is play or it is a little bit of game on?
Well, I think it can be confusing because even the dogs can be confused. I think
Mm,
things can they can definitely they can emotionally start having a tough time when they want to play and time again they don't get to play. So they can become frustrated when that they want what they wanted to do was play and they just don't get to do it. So you have some dogs that are out there that every day they want to play with other dogs, but ultimately, 3 weeks after going out on walks and not being able to have a playmate, they start showing some signs of frustration, which are coming across as not a loose, wiggly body. A loose, wiggly body would be asking for play, but you might see some more threatening behavior, a dog that's actually lunging forward and kind of snapping their mouth and looking like if they get to the other dog, they're going to make some bad decisions
mm-hmm,
because they're frustrated.
mm-hmm.
And then you might think, oh, if they actually do get there, what's going to happen? And if in fact some of them do get there, again, if it's been a while since they've been around another dog, um, we might need to have some help for those people so that nothing bad happens.
The other thing that I find
That's
lately, yeah, go ahead.
no, go ahead.
The,
That's
the other thing
what
that
have
I
you
find
been?
lately is that people are comparing this dog to their last dog. And again, they
I
go,
think
oh,
that
well, yeah, go ahead. Yeah, this is my fifth border collie. I know border collies. Yeah, but you don't know this border collie.
or even to a different type of dog. People saying, well, this dog is nothing like the other dog, and it's like, well, the other dog's a bulldog and this one's a golden retriever. It's like they're not going to be the same. They're going to
Mm-hmm.
be very different, and that's a
Mm-hmm.
good thing. they're
Yes,
they're very different in wonderful ways, and they're
yes,
both precious. But yes, they're
yes.
going to have different energy, they're going to have different styles.
And again, when we don't have their full resume, we don't know what happened the first 3 months, the last 3 months. We don't know exactly what the animal, what memories they're bringing to this party. That no, I don't like to sit in grass. I don't like to sniff the trees, whatever. So and nobody's going to come up behind me and sniff me. So we don't know what they've been through, and all we can do is kind of sort of guess sometimes. So again, let me go back just really fast to flower essences, and we have, oh my gosh, because we've met on a few disaster lines, and I missed you at the last California fires, but we've both been on our own fire lines, our own disaster lines, etc. And what I find there is those are my best teachers. Those animals are my best teachers. They will maybe freeze, but they're saying, I'm waiting for you to pick me up. I'm waiting for you to pick me up. So that kind of action. But that whole complex issue right there. But again, whether it's on the end of the leash in the neighborhood or being cared for by strangers after a disaster. So here's what I love. Star of Bethlehem is probably my number one go-to flower essence in the whole wide world. It is for emotional shock, and it can actually take us back to that moment when the shock occurred, and then we've got a chance to re-examine, not necessarily relive, but reprocess that memory, and then we can create a different learning that came from that event. Star tulip for grounding. Star tulip is just a wonderful, all tulips and all orchids are wonderful for grounding. Arnica, as we know, Arnica montana has gotten so popular in the last 20 years. And Arnica montana and impatience are so wonderful for restlessness and impulsivity. Then rock rose for bravery, because a lot of times, hey, I've never been in this situation, but I'm going to act brave. I think that's really important. That's rock rose. And then clematis or clematis, I'm self-taught, so I don't know all the names, all the pronunciations. But clematis for positive focus. It's a very beautiful wispy flower. It's all pastels and just gorgeous, but it's very wispy. And it's hard for you to be able to even focus on this flower and its color. But this flower is for positive focus. And so often when in a tragedy or in a confusing event, a difficult time, they don't know what to focus on. There's nothing safe right now. So let me find within myself something positive. So I'm just, as you know, I'm just such a nerd about the flower essences too. We were definitely always the last house on the block. This is 30 years ago with the horse training. We were the last house on the block, and my son used to call our horse ranch, the buck stops here. Yeah, because if we couldn't help them, they had already been to 7 facilities or 7 trainers or whatever. The horses weren't getting any better. And we just kind of slowed everything down. As you said in the beginning, we slowed everything down and said, what is it that you need? How can I read your language? So, yeah. So, all right. Well, listen, honey, we have talked and talked. Are there any tell me, in a perfect world, what would you like to give a shout out about or address? What we talked about environmental management and all kinds of things. What are you thinking?
Well, I think I really want to applaud everyone that is helping other people and
Mm,
continuing during these times when there are so many people that sound like they are they're depressed, they're having a hard time, um they're struggling, but they're still not only working with their own animals, they're helping more animals. So people that are working together and still connecting to more people and connecting to more animals and building bigger teams, stronger teams. Um, I think that there are some tough things that are happening right now, and um, I keep hearing about people that are getting sick, and I think a lot of people are talking about I just want this time to be over. I don't think we're living in a time when we could say it's just going to be over. I think this is part of life now, so we'll probably continue to hear about people that are sick for a while. And we just need to support each other. But that's part of our world now, and reaching out like this and talking and sharing and um, understanding, trying to be as compassionate and understanding as we can, um, I think it's really, really healthy and helpful. And um, knowing that, and my son helps me often to remember that most of the people that I talk to almost daily are people that have been doing this for a long time. The me's and you's. So when I say something about, you know, so and so, my new client didn't know this, he's like, that's because most of the public doesn't. So bringing it back to that, um, most of the public are still, they're people that have maybe had a few pets. So remembering that we take it back to the basics, and that we help people with that, is that they're still learning and they don't know a lot of the basics, and um, that we explain it really well, and we're really nice about it as we do it. Um, because I think that part of being kind is still really important, even when um, sometimes I look at things and it's like, that seems like common sense. But really, I think to people who have never done it before, or maybe done it twice in a lifetime, it isn't common sense. It's still something new. So I think when it comes to body language, or it comes to remembering to set up scenarios, or thinking of where to go to set up scenarios, all of those things are something that people still need help with. And it may make perfect sense to us to create situations where the animals feel safe, but it doesn't make complete sense to other people. So help them, and they'll think it looks like magic, and they'll tell their family and friends. So we're spreading what they think is magic, and we're helping more and more people and more animals, and we're showing them that it happens fast. Again, when so much of this can be changes brought about by just simply showing that you can build wonderful relationships and build trust with animals by doing what we love to do, opening our hearts and giving, presenting ourselves and teaching and translating, I think, is what we do a lot of, explaining. We just need to keep doing it.
Beautiful.
Yes.
Beautiful, Sherry. Thank you so much. And on that, I've got nothing other than to say, anybody who could possibly want or need some kind compassion, some help, call Sherry. She is so available and so magical herself, and just for the people, and for the dogs. That is the cutest dog I've ever seen. And so what we're telling him is sherrywoodardconsulting.com. Go to it and give Sherry a call, send her an email. She is completely available and accessible to all of us. So thank you, Sherry. Thank you for being you. Thank you, honey.
Thank you.
All right. See you later, babe. Bye-bye.
Okay. Bye.